All right, welcome everyone. This is another Hangout with Primer. Today we've got Mindy. Mindy Burton, say hey.
Hello.
There she is. Mindy is a social media professional. She works with Post Primer, works with a ton of clients. So I'm excited to hear her input on today's subject, which is which social network is right for me. All of them, one of them, none of them, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to hand it over to Mindy. Mindy, why don't you just give us a quick kind of flyby, what we're going to talk about, which networks we're going to cover, and we'll go from there.
So there's tons of social media platforms out there, and we're going to focus on 6 of them, which are kind of the biggest ones that people talk about: Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
And yeah, so those would be the 6, but there's tons. There's Reddit, Snapchat, Vine. There's so many more out there, but we'll just cover 6.
Yeah, these are the big and bad ones. These are the most popular. Like you said, Snapchat's up and coming, but maybe look at that if you're sub 20 and running a business. I don't know.
Yeah, and so with all the platforms out there, how do you as a business choose which ones you should focus on? Because some people, they know they want to be on social, they don't know which ones to choose from, so then they try to attack all of them at once. And if you're this huge company that has the manpower to do it, awesome. But if you're not, it's better to choose one and put a lot of consistency and thought behind it than have too many and not be consistent.
That's awesome. So before we jump into these, I think that's a question we get a lot as we're pitching someone or talking to someone or getting on the social. They always ask, well, should I do social media? I don't even know. It's a new marketing channel. Do I have to be on there? How would you answer that question for someone?
I'd say you don't have to if you don't want to be left behind. Yeah, you should get on social, and it's hard because a lot of companies think, or they want this ROI, but you can't put a number on experience. You can't put an ROI on a community, building a community through social. It's just not the same, but you can touch people a lot easier, and you can make lifetime clients with social media versus just general or your usual advertising and marketing.
Yeah,
stuff.
wham bam. Thanks for your money. I don't want to talk to you again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the key is to look at social media more like an event or party, where you can't necessarily say, okay, we threw this party and we made this much money. It's more like we threw this party and now we have this many loyal friends that really like us, and we can continue to talk to them and invite them to other parties and so forth. And so it's more like cultivating an audience. And I think that's what's really important to help customers understand is, as you look at Pinterest and Twitter and Facebook and all these other social networks, it's not about, should I be in social media? It's where are my customers? Because if your customers are there, I mean, who frankly cares if you're on there? That's not the question. It's, are your customers on there? And so I think with each of these networks, let's jump into Pinterest. They kind of each have their own demographic and focus of what people are doing there. So why don't you tell us about Pinterest and why you would want to be on there?
Well, Pinterest is it's growing pretty quickly, and it's mostly women still. It's over 60% are women that are on there. But one cool thing, if you're the right company for it, is it's going to have a buying option. So your girls are scrolling through Pinterest, and they're like, oh, I like this thing. I can buy it right here. And that's going to just change things. It hasn't rolled through yet, but that is going to just generate so much revenue.
By the way, is semi-terrifying. I know. Yeah, I've got a buddy that's about to get married, and he was talking to me about this just the other day about, dude, my fiance is on Pinterest all the time, and now they're adding a buy now button. What are we supposed to do? What do we do when the credit card's attached to that?
Well, one cool thing about Pinterest too is it goes beyond Facebook it drives traffic to your site. It's one of the #1 social platforms that generates traffic to your site. And I've seen this with one of the companies I used to work for. All of a sudden I started seeing people pinning stuff, or I saw this traffic or an organic reach, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And I look, and it's all coming from Pinterest, because people were pinning photos from our website, putting onto Pinterest, and we were just getting a ton of traffic that way. So
maybe this is a good time, sorry to interrupt, to talk about kind of, because Pinterest is very image heavy. I mean, that's it's all about images. And so is Instagram. Instagram's all about images as well. one of the key differences is like you said, Pinterest, you can have the link attached to every image. When Instagram, you kind of have to work the system, right? You have to like say link in description or link on our profile. You can't click on an image in Instagram and have it take you to their store or take you to a blog. You kind of need to finagle the system. They are doing ads, but you kind of have to be a big dog right now to do ads on Instagram. They're really only taking insurance and car companies. I mean, I've seen maybe cell phone companies on there as well, but for the daily business professional, Instagram really isn't, there for an ROI, when Pinterest, like you're saying, could be a lot quicker.
And if you are the company that has beautiful images and you have product that it's good product shots that stand out, that people are going to be drawn to, then go for Pinterest. I think it's just going to be, and if you have like a blog that you're constantly updating, go on, like that's where Pinterest can go to your blog. So it's just a really good platform for that.
That's awesome. And I think a good, although Instagram's bigger, I think it's got around 150 million users, when Pinterest has, I don't even think they have 100 million. But
no, but I've done research and they're one of the fastest growing social sites.
Fastest growing. Also, the demographic's older. People on Pinterest have more disposable income. Instagram is more youthful. If your demographic of your users, if you're a sunglass company, someone that wants to be the kind of in fashion ahead of the curve, Instagram's probably a better choice, even though Pinterest might have a better connection to your website. But Instagram, you're going to be able to connect with your people a lot easier, I think.
You want to talk Twitter real quick?
Yeah, let's do Twitter, and then we'll do kind of the three monsters, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn at the end.
Well, Twitter is a really good site as well, but Twitter is fast. You have like a 15-second half-life for your posts, and then it's forgotten, it's gone, something new has replaced it. So Twitter is just a really good thing. Let's say you want to update and just get some SEO going to your site, use Twitter. But if you really want to use Twitter, you want someone to be managing your platform and constantly tweeting and retweeting stuff and constantly pushing stuff out. I did it just as a test with one of our clients who had 4 followers. I spent maybe a couple minutes for a week just retweeting stuff, commenting on people's tweets, and it went up to 20 followers in like a week. So, but it took that personal and like manpower to do it.
Well, that's what's crazy about Twitter is it's, the majority of it's text. You can have links, and they're doing better with images now. But still, it's just this like real-time blast, what you're doing, what's trending. They're definitely integrating in things that are like events that are happening right now. I know like debates, political parties, all sorts of things are using Twitter because you can get real-time feedback from people. But if you're just a little guy, like you're saying, you might be posting you need to be posting multiple times a day, and it might be similar content over and over again because there's different people on all the time. But I think what's most important is, like you said, do you have the resources to dedicate someone on there a couple hours a day to actually make the program work for you? And do you have like real-time content? Like, does your company have something to say right then and there? If you're a cupcake business, hey, we've got a deal right now, or if you're in the area, stuff like that, that's why people would follow you on Twitter. Yeah,
if you're a cupcake business, like watch how I make cupcakes, and you post stuff every single day, or you post, it's just got to be constant. It's got to be on.
Yeah, check out this new recipe, and they break it down for you. But there's probably better platforms for that. And so let's jump into Facebook.
So Facebook is obviously still one of the best platforms because there's at least 1 billion people on there. So it's most people you're going to hit. It's the widest demographic. It still heavily is on women and older women still. That's like spend time on there. But you're going to hit most of your demographics there.
Yeah, Facebook is like, when you go through just like content and you think images, videos, and text, Facebook really is the one platform other than maybe Google Plus that like nails it with all of those. Like if you have good videos, if you have good images and good content, little microblogs, Facebook can handle all of those. And that's really the only platform that can say that.
Yeah, and it's like that's where I think Facebook is the greatest place for a community hub because of all those things you can do. Video, like you just said.
Mhm.
and it's a lot easier for people to comment, and you can, because like just going back to Twitter, if you reply to a tweet, like I don't know if you've ever done it, but on the feed it's like upside down, and it's just the user experience on Facebook is still one of the best for just creating that community, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
it's been around, and like I said, it's the most used. People, aren't new. Like with the Snapchat, that might get lost and all that stuff. Facebook, almost every demographic knows how to use it, so it's a good, safe place to start. I think if you have to pick one, I would recommend Facebook.
yeah, and just keep in mind you have to budget time or budget money to boost posts because they
Right.
changed their algorithm in January, and so you only like 7% of your followers see your stuff.
Yeah,
So that's
even
kind of
just a dollar a
what
day
hurdle,
makes a
but
huge difference.
yeah, that's
Awesome.
like the only downside to that. But yep.
Okay, and Google, the Facebook stepchild. It's basically the same thing. It's just a different platform, right? I mean, the one thing that is true about Google is a lot of people have it and they don't realize it. If you have a Gmail, you technically have a Google Plus page.
Yeah, I it can be used for so many things. I had to take a final and we followed Starbucks. And I didn't even realize until taking that final in my class how Google Plus is like it is being used. Like I noticed a lot of traffic on Starbucks feed came from Europe and came from like India and just different parts of the world. So I noticed that's a really good global place because
Mhm.
there's still some countries that Facebook they can't even use it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
Google
just
is more universal, and it does a
yeah,
good job with all those things. And the nice thing is it's kind of a blue ocean. Like if your competitors aren't there and you can go hard on Google Plus, then you'll be the only one, of your competition that's on there going hard. And so if there's some monster on Facebook you can't contend with, maybe go somewhere they're not, and that might be Google Plus. All right, last but not least, talk to me about LinkedIn.
LinkedIn to me is like Facebook's. It's like the Facebook for professionals.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, to me, you want to put very professional stuff out there, people that are putting things that are educational, things that, you know, you wouldn't want to just post the same stuff you post on Facebook to LinkedIn. But
What's that?
what?
Why would you not post the same?
Because it's just more of a professional atmosphere. I don't know.
So less baby pictures and cat posting, or what do you mean?
Yeah, no hashtags. Like, I'm pretty sure using a hashtag on LinkedIn looks amateur and silly.
Yeah,
Like, this is a
really
really good
try and
place.
use it. Yeah, I've definitely seen it's definitely less frequent. So 2, 3, 4 times a week, and kind of more in depth posts,
But
right?
yeah,
Not micro stuff,
quality.
real content.
Yeah, you want
Yep.
quality posts. And if you have a really good business blog that you're constantly updating again, that would be a good place to put your LinkedIn stuff. And this is another global thing that's growing. So it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, LinkedIn's growing really well. Older demographic, 35 years old and above, obviously working individuals, disposable incomes. But I would say if you've got like an executive team that is good at writing, you should force them to write once a week and post some type of thought leadership, something on LinkedIn, because that's where you can earn a lot of clout. Anytime anyone's looking for a job, that's where they go. And so if you've
Yeah.
got followers and you're out there and you want to be recruiting better talent, you need to be going hard on LinkedIn.
Some of the people that I see as good role models for this is Young Living. There's a recruiter that is constantly on there.
Hmm.
She's just like always on there. And I just see her using LinkedIn really well. And Domo uses it really well. So does Hootsuite. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, it's who's in my feed, but I just see them constantly putting out good content. So, yeah.
good professional place to be. All right, Mindy, if you had to be on one network, which would it be and why?
Oh man. As a user,
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Wait,
But
what'd you say?
I
Snapchat?
said Snapchat.
That's awesome.
We can talk about that later. But as a business, um, depending on the industry, probably Facebook or Pinterest. Those two. Oh,
Yeah.
it's too hard though, because Instagram as well can kill it. So.
Yeah, as a user,
Facebook is the start.
yeah, my home base is Instagram. And then as a business, I would probably agree. I'd go with Facebook just because it's so broad and you can get so targeted as well. Well, sweet. Well, that wraps up our conversation today, and hopefully that helped out if you're looking to choose between social networks. Again, just remember, it's not that social media has changed marketing. These are just new channels replacing old channels. You still have to provide good quality content. And now you can kind of pick and choose who you want to talk to by the network you're on. So do your research, know your customer, and then give them what they want on the network they're on. That's about it. Anything else, Mindy?
Nope.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you guys later.